Not everyone can be as handsome as Erasmo Castro. Guys, have a great Tuesday morning. It is Taco Tuesday in the city of Brownsville, and it's still a little bit on the nippy side, like that picture of yours.
I'm over here trying to cover myself up, and no, it is pretty. It's pretty chilly. It's enjoyable. Better than 100-degree weather.
Yeah, yeah. Or 100 in Iferia, like the ones we usually get around here, and it's all because of global warming.
Yeah, it changes based on what I've seen. It changes. It varies, but
Let me say, I don't know why, pero como que I think the saying that when it rains, it pours.
yeah.
Como que it's just these past 2 years have been like chinteras. You know what else could go wrong?
Like you had mentioned earlier the other day about that hurricane is due any time now, supposedly, according to your Nostradamus. Uh,
Well, I mean, you know, it's not so much as like, oh, what science is that us using to? It's just it's time. We
it's
really
bound to
haven't had one.
happen. Well, Houston did get a pretty big tornado recently, didn't they?
Who?
Houston,
I didn't
like
see.
2 days ago, 2 3 days ago, like north of Houston, they got a pretty big tornado.
You
Not as
know,
big as the other one, the one from Missouri or Kentucky. My bad,
yeah,
but it was a good size.
yeah. It's really really trippy, especially. Well, remember the ones that hit over there down south. Como que see if we were like well, up north, but south of the
There's
United
more
States.
south to us.
Kentucky. Yeah, now I know where little Eddie says that we're sharing misinformation.
Yeah, I saw the video they posted when you had mentioned the president school board, Eddie Trevino. It's because, to be honest, man, I don't even follow. I don't follow them. I don't look for them, and nothing of them pops up under my feed. So I literally have to like look for them and whatnot. The only one that I actually just follow is Jessica Tetro because she posts stuff. I don't even follow Golonsky or anything like that.
But see,
But
that's part of I mean, you just mentioned part of the issue. So I think that most individuals would appreciate hearing more from individuals that have been elected into office. It makes them a little bit more on the normal side. But
yeah,
part of the problem, Sam, is that when you become transparent and you become visible to people, then sometimes you're not going to like to respond to the questions that a lot of people have. That's
yeah,
why I think these people, go into seclusion and hide out. They rather not answer.
yeah. Because I know, like, I'm pretty sure none of them will be able to like any random person that you call them, they won't pick up. It's not gonna be like,
Menos. Well, you know what happened with and this is what I thought was kind of trippy. Again, a lot of people need to realize. I mean, I haven't been in the political world all my life, like the Lucios or
yeah,
Golonskis or like the Marti. I'm not. It's not my thing, guys. So for me, everything was new. And back then, when I first started to run, I ran for mayor of the city of Brownsville. I saw Tony Martinez, shared his phone number. And I thought, oh, well, the guy's sharing his phone number. I go like, that's kind of cool. So, you have access to the individual. Well, as soon as he lost or he won the election, after it was all done and over with,
yeah,
that phone number stopped working. No one just wasn't a real phone. And besides that, I mean, there was no social media presence whatsoever. And see, and that's my concern, especially with these like the Jonathan Gracias and all these other people. I mean, right now they're posting Aaron Gomez, even his opponent, which again, I don't have a dog in that race, but again, where have they been? Where have
yeah.
they? Where is Jonathan Gracia
No,
been in the
I
past 4 years?
want to like I want to think that I'm like maybe there's some sort of like misconnection or I don't know. I really don't know what's going on as far as like being out there with the public, being outspoken with the public, being transparent, being out there, as far as issues. And then like the other time when I was mentioning like, okay, there's so many issues that people bring up here in the show that it makes you wonder what exactly are they doing.
Yeah, well, in everyday issues. But otra vez, it's like there's and I've said this before. I say again, there's the blue ticket people and
Yeah.
the orange ticket people, Sam. Part of the problem. Look, I understand a lot of the butt kissers out there for the mayor. I understand completely because in their little world, in their little bubble, Sam, there are no problems with the streets. There isn't an issue in regards to the flooding. They get the checks from BCIC. They get Elon Musk money. They get all the perks and the benefits of the people of Brownsville. But you're talking about 10% of the people in Brownsville. The problem that we have, Sam, is that a big old chunk of that 10% vote for the corrupt political machine. Because
Yeah.
while while everything is peachy keen
Which,
in their world,
but which happens to be the 10% that votes.
exactamente. So everything is peachy keen in their world. Why do they care? And look, and guys, let me say this because someone was saying, well, someone sent me a message and asked, well, your sister is out there defending little Eddie Garcia, and I said, God bless her. Again, I'm not going to pick a fight with my sister. God bless her. Dios la cuide. She can make all the wrong decisions she wants in her life. That's her business. Doesn't matter to me. And little Eddie needs to understand. Little Eddie, if my sister is out there, blowing smoke up your butt, it's not because you're a great little teacup chihuahua. It's not because you're a great guy. It's because she just doesn't like me. And it goes back to that thing that I mentioned the other day, Sam,
Yeah.
with Rose Gowan winning, and me losing that race against Rose Gowan and Channel 4 News, post Castro is defeated again. See, that's their focus. That was their main story, which was the number one trending story in the valley. In the valley, that was their number one story. Instead of being uh, Rose Gowan won her fourth term. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
The focus is bad. And so little Eddie, it's not like all these people out there. They may say, "Well, yeah, I hated Erasmo. That was an idiot. That was horrible. And that was terrible." That's fine, but the focus is at Erasmo. It's not. Oh, little Eddie has done this for the teachers and to teachers and staff. Little Eddie has done this for the students. I mean, they have the power. They have the majority on the board. He controls it. The only good thing that he's done is, gotten enough votes to get rid of Baltasar Salazar. That's the only good thing and I gave props to him. I gave props to him and to the majority who did a great thing because I will do my dart to make sure that I'm out there applauding the good stuff that is done. I'm going to call out the bad stuff. It's just unfortunate that there's more crap than there is good stuff. So we cannot blind ourselves, to the facts. The facts of the matter is that little Eddie seems to think that, supporting and lifting up someone who violated an 8-year-old boy. And again, for little Eddie or for anyone out there that goes out and it's misinformation, check out the open record, the Google search. Just Google search it. It's there. And in case of all transparency, because I didn't want people to think, well, Erasmo is cutting little pieces out de que más le convenga. I put the whole thread. It's there. So there's no misinformation. Little Eddie thinks that someone who violated an 8-year-old little boy should be given a second chance, can be trusted, and should be believed. What about the victim and the victim's family? You're going to believe someone who violated an 8-year-old boy? And there's not a doubt. It's not in question. It's not well, let's see what happens. Let's see. Let's wait till the turnout a ver qué pasa. No, it's on the sex
Let's see
register.
what the judges says.
No, it's already done deal,
That's
guys.
just in case people don't know, that was like way back in '01. If you look at the information from that page, I know it's been like 20 years or whatnot, but it's the information's out there. And if you're trying to look for people like around your neighborhood to see if like there's any registered offenders in your area, there's websites for that and there's apps for that. You just gotta get information for it.
But part of the
Like
problem,
information.
part of the problem is something I think we mentioned last night. La gente won't look.
Yeah.
They won't do the research. And these people, Sam, these child molesters and these child molester supporters, like little Eddie Garcia on the BISD board, the president of the BISD board, they count on people not doing their research. And that's unfortunate, guys, because let me tell you, I think that's one of the things that a lot of the gringos have over us as Mexicans. You know, a lot of the gringos, they'll go out there and they'll research as much as they can about an area where they're going to live. And I'm going to get almost guarantee you, Sam, that before any of the gringos to buy a house or, decide to, raise a family in a neighborhood, they're going to check those registries to make sure that, they're not renting or buying a house next to individuals that, have these tendencies.
Yeah, that's why when people look for houses and whatnot nowadays, gives you the score for everything, like the scores and the neighborhood scores, like if there's any police records and all that stuff. But that's what people are supposed to do, man. Like research the whole area completely, not just like, oh, there's a house in special, let's go get that one real quick, you know. But the information out there. It's just a matter of fact that people taking that extra 5-10 minutes to look for that right information.
To research and,
Yeah.
be well informed. But that is one of the reasons why we continue to have politicians that continue to rip us off blind. No ratean gacho, bro. Gacho. And it's never going to change until most people get informed. But, a lot of the times I think that it's our responsibility to try to inform that 10% that actually do vote. But it's kind of like a slippery slope, bro. Yeah. Sometimes you want to focus on, well, let's focus on the 10%. But that's what they do. Y se me hace gacho, because I've been told by politicians, 'cause I say, hey man, what about our people over there by Southmost? They're not getting the services, and politicians have told me, and also they don't vote. Why should we care? These politicians that says this, and I said, oh, because you represent the community as a whole. You know, you represent the people that voted for you, the people that didn't vote for you, and the individuals that cannot vote at all, because that is what Brownsville is composed of. I mean, guys, we could probably easily get close to doubling our population, our census population, by the individuals that are here that cannot vote because of being undocumented, Sam, or being residents.
Yeah.
Residents. And guys, doesn't mean that we, turn a blind eye to their needs and their necessities. I mean, they still make up part of our community. I was talking to a friend yesterday, and we were talking about the immigration issue in regards to uh, people being picked up here, and I said, you know what? I don't think, Sam, that a lot of our custom Homeland Security folks, Border Patrol, custom,
Yeah.
I don't think that they really are, you know, out there like, oh, he looks illegal. Let me go get him. Or
Yeah.
I mean, I know, and again, I know of people that go eat at restaurants, and there's people there that they know that they don't have the proper documentation, because a lot of the people won't work in those restaurants for the amount they get paid, and they don't care. Yeah, they don't care in the sense that they're not out there trying to hurt individuals that are here, without the proper legal documentation, which again they shouldn't be, but they're not out there to hurt these individuals. Is that And a lot of these individuals, are part of our community. Just as elected individuals, you have the responsibility to take care of everyone that lives in your area, which is the city of Brownsville or Cameron County.
Yeah.
Comment?
They usually try to go for like I guess, the worst, not the worst situation, but like the bigger bad person. Yeah, that makes any sense. Like the border patrol people, they're just like they'd rather just go after people who are like doing the illegal, like actual illegal stuff, like the trafficking and whatnot, over
Yeah,
a person who's just trying to like make a living or whatnot.
exactly. I feel that as well, and I mean, I'm okay. They're here. They're amongst us.
There's too much workload to deal with the whole illegal trafficking that they don't have time for the people who are just like minding their own business.
Totalmente. Let's see. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning, Cheese and Sam. Cheese and Sam. Cheese and Ham. Good
Cheesy
morning.
Sam.
Qué feo. Este programa bien tarde que empieza. No, we started on time. Didn't we,
Yeah, sure. I think so.
Sam? Your comments at 9:02. I can tell the time. Yes. Jessica Hermosa. Did you guys see that Dr. Eder wants BIC to close for weeks, few weeks? Any chance that BIC will do something? They will have a meeting today, I think, I've heard. And it might get discussed in regards to postponing or transitioning back into virtual learning. I don't know. I don't know the logistics of it,
They were
bro.
offering it, but it was like a whole lot of criteria to even be
Yeah,
part of the whole virtual
it's
learning.
part of the problem, Sam, is that I, they don't have the manpower. They're going through what a lot of other individuals are going through. They don't have the personnel because a lot of them are out COVID positive or have issues with immune deficiency, and a lot of just people just decide to retire. They were done with it.
Yeah.
Then look, and I will say this: I don't want to speak for all those people, but I think a lot of the people out there were just going like, it's just too damn confusing. It's too much paperwork. It just goes back and forth, back and forth. I was talking to
As it is, man. Like, sorry to interrupt. As it is, it's already a lot of paperwork for what they get paid. Lots of
yeah,
hassle, and
well,
then to add onto the workload of the
forget
whole
it.
virtual.
Fíjate, déjame decirte que last night there's a bill. I think it's in Indiana. I don't think it's here. I think I can't remember what state it is. Someone can fill me in on it. Let me say. Uh, let me say that there's a bill in Indiana that basically what it says is for teachers, they have to put up a curriculum online so that parents can see the curriculum, which I think is great. I think it's great. And if the parents don't agree with the curriculum, then the teacher has to come up with a different curriculum and start to give them options. And it's a measure that's going to be. And I think that part of the problem, well, again, it goes trying to solve a solution. They're trying to attack the critical race theory that's going throughout the country out there in regards to saying that all the gringos are racist, all the gringos are horrible, you know, and and all the Mexicans are cool, you know, and all the uh, African Americans are okay. I mean, there's even I don't know if you've read about this, Sam, but in regards to the CDC guidelines, they're wanting to limit is the individuals or prioritize the individuals who receive certain treatments to the minorities, you know? And there's a lot of back and forth that could go on in regards to, well, they're the most vulnerable, blah, 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 blah. I don't care. I don't want a government that starts to determine one race is less important than another
Yeah, it should
because
just be like a level playing field.
it's a slippery slope, bro. And look, I'm Mexican. I'm more Mexican than Sam. I'm also more handsome than Sam, but that's a different story.
You went to school in Mexico or something like that, I remember. Or you taught over there.
I taught over there. Uh, but my Spanish is impeccable. Sam's Spanish is horrible.
My Spanish is great. I don't know what you're talking.
Oh, but the critical race here, and it bothers me because I don't want to be that individual that goes like, well, it benefits me, so it's okay. No, man, I want a level playing field, like you said. I want everything fair. I don't want my gringos to be mistreated. I like my gringos to serve me
Well, it
breakfast.
should just be like maybe first come first serve. Like if you're the one first coming in being sick, then you get treated first, or whatnot. I don't know what system they use, but it should be the same for everybody.
I agree, and again, I think it's crap. I think it's crap, and I think we need to shy away from all that crap. Okay.
Because at first they might start first with race, and then what's going to happen next? First male over female, or first female over male?
Yeah, it makes no sense. It makes no sense, and it really is bothersome. And I would hope is that we shy away from all that stuff.
Yeah.
But we'll see. Let me get to the comments because then people get mad. Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. See, little Eddie, if you believe in second chances, um, does that mean that you forgive us for calling you Chupanico? I mean, this is what really trips me out. That these folks really don't grasp on to what social media. It's social media, man.
Well, the
People
other thing I don't get, man, is other people like trying to back them up, but they don't have any like solid source. Like, yeah, some people back them up because they're like, es mi sobrino que esto que el otro and this and that, and putting their little comments in there in the threads. Um, but and then they're like, oh, well, I don't like Erasmo because the way he screams, or the because of what he slept in a Waterburger. I'm like, okay, start outweighing like the pros and cons of each people. And I know Eddie. Sorry for saying little, but I know Eddie has even given you props for like, well, if he would have like not done that, he would still be doing good or whatnot. But I'm still pros and cons of each one of them, and like just outweigh it, or start doing better, and they'll complain less, like you had mentioned before.
well, again, I think
Like we will complain less if they do their job or try to outdo their job.
well the issue, Sam. This is my take. Again, my thing is that we'd be talking about something else, but they give us so much material out there. You know,
Yeah.
I mean, stop giving us material. You know, stop giving us material. Stop giving us information. Stop. Pero they give a plenty, and that's the issue. Let us talk about something else. Let us talk about the great things that y'all are doing. And unfortunately, you don't give us enough. You know, and that's the issue.
Give us all the positive things about Brownsville so we could talk about it like Grove does.
Yeah, algo, something. Let me get to the comments because I get people get mad. Last
Please
night,
do.
Sam looked like one of the Jeff Dunham puppets because he was talking without moving his mouth. I think it has, and we talked about this before the show. I think what happens is it has something to do with that green screen Voltron. I think Voltron was interfering because
The government doesn't like Voltron.
no, and I think David was going to do Thundercats for you, so we'll see if that helps. But for some reason, it was interfering. But you know what I really think, Sam? I just really think that you have to get and whenever you have a chance, let me know. I'll este I'll go out there and oh, here he goes.
I don't know what you're saying. You're
Uh,
cutting up a little bit. I think it's
I
your
know
Wi-Fi.
exactly because I'm actually got a message. I got a message, and I don't want to skip the comments. Let me get to the comments real quick, and then we'll come back. Sorry. Fortunately, the people who can sway and control the results of any election are just scraping by, trying to make ends meet, living paycheck to paycheck. Unfortunately, you're right. Denise Garza and the other lady named Gabi something also defended Adan Salas. Denise Garza. Salas by covering up in the polling sites. Yeah, Gabi, little Chapaneco's sister. So Alan Salas was threatened Frankie. Remember, there's video of it. 100%. Yeah, but I think
That's
Alan Salas thought that Frankie was like 10. Alan Salas' risk level to reoffend is currently moderate. Will Eddie Garcia will only risk our kids to a pedophile moderately? I guess that it's right there. It's just
yeah.
I mean, it's there, guys.
Oh, he
It's
thought he was 10. He's kind of a big 10-year-old guy.
Alan Salas is a pedophile. Eddie El Tapón Garcia knows it. Eddie El Mujer on because I can't put the word. And Joey milking the cow with his wife and daughter as board members. Lopez knows it. 100%, guys. And these are the guys that are out there as they're supporting their campaigns. Again, guys, come on, folks. I'm getting to the comment. You started on time. I did. Love you, Rudy. If school goes virtual, should teachers take a salary cut? I'm thinking maybe a salary cut. Maybe a pay increase.
Yeah, pay increase because of the nonsense. Well, not nonsense, but it's so much more workload. It shouldn't be a salary cut.
Yeah, I think honestly, Phil. I mean, again,
All those programs they got to learn, all that Google Classroom and all that nonsense.
it's trust me, and I say this because I mean we have trouble sometimes with Sam's Voltron. It's not easy doing lives, guys. It's a lot simpler to have an audience. I would rather speak in front of an audience, a live audience, than having to do a shows virtual. I mean, 100%. It's a lot more work, guys. And I think what happens, Sam, a lot of people don't realize the amount of work, the level of difficulty that is involved in making these shows. You know, no, and again, not to say that I'm amazing, but I am.
Some
No,
people,
no one cares when an individual is targeted. They only care when the man is oppressing them. That's fine. Yes, closed till the end of month. Pharmacists, doctors, PAs, nurses out with COVID. Too many patients. Yeah, and I think this is, and again, this is going back. Thank you, Dr. Hernandez. This goes back to the point that we were saying. What's going to happen, Sam? When again, it's going to happen. And look, and I think it's the John White. I agree with John White in that I think that there's going to come a time, Sam, when all of us are going to probably like get it one time or other. It's going to be like the flu, It's just something that well, de
like
repente
a
te
common
pegó,
cold type of deal.
like a common
You're
cold.
bound to get it.
I think so. It's just going to happen. I think we're going to be able to fight it better, but I think it's here to stay. This is my take. I don't think that we're ever going to to get make it disappear. It'll
Yeah.
always be amongst us. So what's going to happen is especially right now that I mean it's still a new virus, man. It's only been 2 years, Sam. No, it's going to be 2 years in February, March, right?
Yeah.
So it's
Well, it
really
started late 19, didn't it?
no. Remember, I think it was February or March that we started shutting everything down. I
Yeah, well,
started
that's when it shut
before.
down, but
Yeah,
the whole
you're right.
nonsense
You're
started in
right.
19
But
because
but
that
we
was
didn't
the
feel
whole
the
COVID-19 thing.
we didn't feel the effect till February or March.
Yeah.
So as a society, we've been shut down for almost 2 years. So what I'm trying to say is that we haven't really licked it completely. It's still with us. But one thing that we should do is learn from what happened before. We don't want all the hospitals jam packed with individuals, and it's like uh, Alicia, este, este, Alicia, she Bonbon got something stuck in his throat or something, and she picks him up and races and takes him to a Valley Regional, and and she goes, se le atoró algo al perrito en la garganta, que ayúdenle, and they go like, señora, saque ese perro de aquí. It's a
Oh
true,
my
it's
god.
a true story. Señora, saque ese perro de aquí. And, they go, and she goes, ¿dónde lo llevo? To a dog doctor. But what I'm trying to say is, sorry, but what I'm trying to say is, our people, para cualquier cosa, se arrancan al hospital, you know?
Yeah.
And what happens is then they get flooded with people who then are going to be exposed to a lot of the stuff. So I'm not surprised at what Dr. Eder says that pharmacists, doctors, PAs, nurses are all coming down with it because there's a great influx of people out there. So it's the same concept in regards to sending all these individuals out to the schools. You
They
got
just need to spread out as well in the hospitals. They need to spread out. Well, people need to know that there's other options just besides the I guess the two hospitals there. They need to remember that if it's a child under 18 or whatnot, they can also go to the pediatric emergency off of frontage. So that not everybody's all like jam packed in the two hospitals. There's other options. But yes, most people would just try to go to the hospital for like a simple fever or something like, oh, my stomach hurts or whatnot. Like, give it a try. Go to your main doctor first, and then push. If they say go to hospital, and then yes, because you're more likely you're risking yourself to catch COVID there. That's what happened to a person, didn't it? Like to Lopez, he ended up falling and something with his knee, and he ended up catching COVID there.
yeah,
He didn't
Lopez.
even have COVID before
No,
that.
fíjate que that's what happened to Lopez. Fíjate. uh, we at church, I mean, there's not that many of us at church, and Sam doesn't go.
I'm
Yes.
trying to keep you safe.
But we're very, very blessed at church. We didn't stop worship at church, and we're not going to stop worship. uh, Papa is dead set. It's not going to happen. Papa says, and así se va a hacer. We never stopped having worship service, ever. But let me say, we maintained our distance. We took care of ourselves. And let me say, there was only 35 of us that were actually 30 to 35 that were actually going to worship services because a couple of families decided not to go because the mandate, it's the COVID. But let me say, guys, out of those individuals that went, those 30, 35, none of us got COVID. None of us. And the church people that said, oh, no, tenemos que quedarnos en casa porque el COVID, guess what? They got COVID, you know? And Lopez was one of our church members. I mean, he was with us and I mean, the guy was like 85, 86, I think.
Yeah.
Nothing, healthy as much as possible, kind of out there, because of the age, ya estaba
Yeah.
grumpy old man. But we still loved him, but he was a pain sometimes. But let me say, he had that accident, and hurt his knee, got sent to the hospital, gets COVID, you know, and went to rehab, got more COVID, and passed away from COVID. But it wasn't because of church or because of us, because as of right now, none of us have gotten COVID.
Oh, and speaking of like nurses being out with COVID and whatnot, I think it's like on the 20th or around those days of late January. I think Valley Baptist is having like some sort of a hiring event because I guess they're running out of nurses. So around like late January, they're having hiring event
Well,
for
you
anybody.
remember? I don't know if you remember, Sam, that they were um they were shipping in nurses from all over the place. Remember?
Yeah, the
I
bus
mean, those
loads that they were
those
staying in the
yeah,
hotel by Discount Tire.
yeah, those people were banking,
Yeah,
and more power to them. I'm glad that they were. I'm glad that they were out there making money. But I mean, I think their salaries were like $120 an hour, bro.
hour. Yeah.
An hour, and that's
I
amazing. And
remember they were also. I remember some nurses were also complaining because they weren't getting paid that amount when they were already here. But I don't
yeah,
know if that included like it's 120 plus per DM or whatnot, or is it 120 and that's it? So I don't know the exact details on that, but I know that there were some people that were complaining because they're like, "Well, how come we don't get this exact same wage as they do?" But they were using the whole like, "Oh, they're from out of town. They're from a higher cost of living and whatnot, wherever they're from."
yeah,
But
but
yeah,
whatever,
I know that
whatever.
they have a sign-on bonus for Valley Baptist at the. I forgot to write down the exact dates, but I know it's like the towards the end of January, like 17, 20 around there, 23. It's around there.
It's a good trend to be a nurse.
Yeah,
But again, I mean, I'm not complaining. Again, they deserve every cent that they get. But I agree with you, and I actually shared that in regards to let's pay our nurses here locally,
yeah.
a big old chunk, because we were getting funds. Hospitals were getting funds from the federal government in order to to motivate a lot of our medical staff. Our medical staff didn't see a big old chunk of that
But yeah,
cash.
going back to what Edith was saying, like yeah, if it's just like a little fever, a little something, like first try to like figure out if it's just like it's just a fever, and push comes to shove, then go to the doctor or the hospital, but preferably go to your general doctor. But don't try to jam pack the hospitals right now because I'm pretty sure they're getting close to capacity.
I'm going to make another prediction. Tonight at the meeting, they're going to uh, reorganize the board, and I think that little Eddie Chapaneco is going to screw that up. That's going to be my Nostradamus prediction for tonight.
Was that based on the message you just got from
Yeah,
the teacher?
yes, 100%.
Yeah.
Good morning. The issue at the district continues because the upper administration and board blanket decisions as the and this decisions and are not considered to the different departments or personal types hour. Yeah, I think so. And I think and look, but part of the problem again now that is that they don't know the district. Little Eddie and the superintendent, they don't know the district because they've never been a part of the district. They've always maintained
Yeah.
themselves in their own little cubicle, in their own little echelon, and they don't have communication with people like at the lower runs. And look, and I say this about myself, and I've always said it, but it's true. I spoke with everyone. The same way I spoke with people at the Glass Palace is the same way I spoke to people that were helping us with the custodial work at the schools. That's the type of people that we need. Individuals who are willing to speak to everyone. No?
Yeah, some people don't like. Some people have worked their way up to the palace, I guess, because that's what they want to do, and some people they just went straight to it because of the like you have mentioned. Um, what was that word? Like their connections. I forgot the proper word for that.
Compadres?
No, man, there's an English word that talks about when you have nepotism.
Sam has a master's degree. The governor of Tamaulipas got impeached by the federal government, and they want. If school goes virtual, should the teachers take a pay cut and should BIC lower their yearly budget? I mean, the schools won't get used to no electricity, less to spend. Who keeps the money left over? That's simple. The corrupt political machine.
Yeah, because the other thing, the other side to that coin is like kids will stay home and do their online thing, but some parents still have to work. So where does that leave the children? You know, some of them don't have that grandparents to take look over them or the uncles and aunts to look over them. And I know once everything went back to normal with as far as like going from online back to the school, there were some kids that were like had to I guess get reviewed or whatnot because there's also like at home like the child abuse and whatnot. I don't know if you saw that case about that kid that was like malnourished because of that whole thing, even though they were giving away like school lunches and whatnot.
Thousands and
Some
thousands of dollars in food stamps.
some people still don't look after their kids, even though they're giving everything, you know?
Yeah, people were bank. I mean, and again, before I get slammed for it, I'm not complaining, guys. Because a friend of mine got upset with me. Said like, "Well, why are you dissing the people that get food stamps?" I'm not. I encourage people go apply for all the damn food stamps that you can, please. I will help you fill out your application for food stamps for any benefit out there. I mean, Corona. We were out there they're filling out, helping people fill out the applications for the PPP,
PvP.
PPP for the PPP. Grappa de grappa, guys, free because we wanted our community to get as much funds as possible. So I want everyone out there to go get all the food stamps, all the benefits, all the rental assistance, everything. Why? Because I want that damn money here in this community.
And
I
if people
want
don't
it here.
know like how much to ask for, there's a list online of how much people businesses were actually getting. Some of them were getting like 200, 300,000 for their businesses, and that's
Tons.
so they could keep employees there, like still employed. You know, it's not just so you can
Exactamente.
go live a lavish life because that has consequences if you miss.
Exactamente. But I want my people, us here in the normal world, outside the small business, outside them, I want us to go get every single benefit out there. So look, if a family, and I know a lot of these families, if a family goes out there and gets, oh, they're going to get $3,000 of food stamps a month, great. You know, I would wish they would give them $6,000 of food stamps a month for no other reason that I want that money spent here locally. I want it to come here. Now, we all know it's not free money, but guys, if they're not going to give it to La Sancha allá en la esquina, they're going to give it to somebody up north. And that's, again, more power to the people up north. I want the money here. With that said, I agree, Phil. that a lot of the money, I mean, but look, let's talk about these past 2 years. In these past 2 years or the past year and a half, where they did that social, that learn, teach at home crap, that virtual
Social
learning,
learning. Yes.
they did that virtual learning. I agree with you, bro. I mean, the district saved a crap load of money. Where is it?
Yeah.
Besides that, they received 100 what $85 million from the ESSER funds, plus they got Elon Musk money, plus they got state money. Where is it? Because when it came time to give teachers that retention bonus at the end of the year, while other school districts were giving $2,000, they gave 500. And you know why they gave 500, Sam? Because they didn't have any money. What the F? What the hell? What happened to all that money, Phil? But see, nobody is asking those. And look, Phil, I love you, bro. You know I love you, bro. I love you. I really love you, bro. But look, no one is asking the right questions. And that's part of the problem. The problem isn't the teachers. The problem isn't the individuals at food services, not the custodians. This isn't the problem. The problem is at the top. Let's focus all our energy and call out the ones that are actually putting us in these predicaments.
That's what I
It's
had mentioned last time. It's all about fiscal responsibility. Like you gotta be like they gotta be held accountable for all that money that's being spent. Not just go out and be buying brand new Suburbans to go to trips in Allen, Texas.
well, and look, and again, more power to the district. I think a lot of people lost the point, and this is what really trips me out because a lot of people se ciegan. I don't think that the individual that sent that in, and look, guys, let me say this, and I'm going to say this again. Stop fighting with people that send in information or send in their comments, guys. They're free to express whatever they want. They're not the problem. I'm coughing. It better not be Corona. They're not the problem. Look, I don't have anything against the district going out there and buying 70 brand new Suburbans, guys. More power to them, You've got the money, go ahead. But don't come back and tell me that you don't have money to keep teachers, at the schools. They sure as don't have enough money to pay substitutes a decent wage, Sam. I mean, they were paying them crap. They were giving them absolutely no benefits, despite the fact that there were some substitutes that worked their butt off throughout that year. They gave them nothing. Nothing. And the reason why? Because they had no money. And then now that we need substitutes, a lot of substitutes are going, screw you. You
Yeah.
know? But it's like they want to screw you, Sam, and they want you to be happy with it. You know? You
That's
shouldn't
why
be.
sometimes they just go substitute at other districts. That's why they just kind of like steer away from BISD.
Sam, we lost personnel to other districts. We're losing personnel to IDEA even.
Yeah.
And I don't completely care for their model. And a lot of folks went to Jubilee and Harmony despite the fact that they had to take a small pay cut. But they don't have to deal with all the crap of a big bureaucracy and el raterillo that happens at BISD. That's the
Yeah.
difference, and that's the kicker. Because at the end of the day, a lot of people are going to choose peace and tranquility over chaos and uncertainty. People like little Eddie live in the la 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 land. People like him say we are misinforming. Yet you have hundreds of teachers on Erasmo's page and on AOB shows showing they have no PPE. They are forced to work ill and aren't respected. See, that's exactly right. It's not like Erasmo's just talking out of his ass. I do other things out of my, but
Yeah.
it isn't. And again, I challenge anyone out there. Now, let me take this out. I challenge anyone out there. Sam, prove us wrong. And look, we'll come on here. I swear, the day that little Eddie, you know, has an ounce of facts to disprove anything that we're saying, I'll come out here and rectify, man. I swear. but he
I want to
doesn't.
take a wild guess that all that money that they're saving is going to go towards like a performance arts building, but that's just wishful thinking.
Wishful thinking. But
But
look,
imagine look at the art if they were to come out like that and be like, hey, you know what? There's this. Then
con
yeah,
ganas.
it's justifiable.
But yes, Sam, look, it's very simple, guys. We've called them out on the five extravagant lobster and steak dinners that they had, and this simple, guys. The lobster and steak dinners that they have for the upper echelon of individuals, where they were no masks, they were all taking pictures together, they were all bunched up. The next day, they go out there and say, limit your activities, wear masks, and we call them out on it. And just social distance. It's like do as we say, don't do as we do, and don't ask us for more money because there is no more money because we spent it all on the damn lobster and steak.
You
Okay,
want
fine.
some more?
Yeah. So please, sir, I will have some more. But Sam, my thing is, then why isn't there any money? Why isn't there any money? And again, we called him out on it, Sam. And again, and instead of did anyone see little lady say, Erasmo Castro is wrong? We did give out good money. We didn't have steak and lobster meals. We didn't have extravagant parties. We did have social distance. Prove us wrong. And
Yeah,
we're cool, bro.
but they're not able to because all of that is true.
They can't because it's all true. And then they come out with, well, John White put up a meme and Erasmo was laughing at it. That's misinformation. Really?
Because their own employees sent it over to you.
But Sam, I mean, really? I mean,
Yeah.
that's what you're going to call me out on laughing at a meme that you all blew out of proportion that came from John White of all people? Love you, John. you know, that's what they called us out on, Sam. That, not that que son ratas, not that they stole money, not that they're misusing the funds, not that the maintenance department bought fertilizer that wasn't any good because they went under the $50,000 threshold, not that Martin Arambola was out there, working his little company out of BISD to help Mercedes ISD. None of that. None of it has been nothing in regards to the Burns principle, nothing in regards to
Never heard anything regarding the fertilizer either.
nothing.
You're like, do you want to clarify that? You want
A meme,
anything?
misinformation, and the people go like, "Oh yeah, that's how he is. That's how Erasmo is."
You're being negative.
I mean, he's being negative. And no, my friend, and I love y'all from the Cameron County Geezers goes out there and puts a post, and I'm going to believe it wasn't for me, but he goes, we stay away from the negativity and drama. Well, yeah, see, that's the problem, folks, because they go out there and they say, "Oh, Erasmus just being negative and it's just drama," and it se las comen. Y'all eat it up. People, not you all, but people eat it up because they dislike Erasmo or don't care for it or don't know Erasmo. They'll eat it up. Yeah, he's just negative. Well, prove me wrong. And that is how the squirrel effect works. They distract you by bull crap. And unfortunately, a big old chunk of the people here in Brownsville, they fall for that crap. El Tapón is nephew to Aurora de la Garza y parte de la González Ganga. Oh, good morning. Good morning. It's true. How can they let a child molester in our school projects and get paid by the district and you're working for kids? Makes absolutely no sense whatsoever because the school board president that is there now is an imbecile. CRT, hate to bring up what about the daughters of the Confederacy who in 1920 promoted white supremacy, indoctrinating Southern children, and erected hundreds of Confederate statues? They're statues. And I'm going to guarantee you, Mr. Nobody, that most people didn't even read the damn statues because I'll give you an example. I never read the plaque that was on The Rock here in
The
Brownsville.
Washington Park.
I
Everybody
never,
just knew it as the Rock, but they never knew what it was or what it said.
never.
Not
I mean,
nobody, but like the majority of them.
not Mr. Nobody, but guys, I've lived here in Brownsville for the 32 years that I've been alive because I'm 32. Este, never in my life did I ever go read that piece of crap. It's just a rock. They're just statues, guys. The day that you are concerned that a statue is going to teach something inappropriate to your child is the day that you've lost the fight. It's not a statue's responsibility. It's not a rock's responsibility. It's your responsibility. It's not the Daughters of the Confederacy responsibility.
It's your
It's
responsibility to clarify any information that they might ask and whatnot. It's like
it's
all those
just
historical
a
matters.
rock. It's just a rock. But oh my lord. I mean, this is how stupid these little woke people are. I mean, all this emphasis on a stupid rock. And I warned people. I warned people they're going to come for the Robert E. Lee Youth Center, and they did. They did. Nostradamus again. And I'm warning people now. I'm still warning people. Next step, guys, they're going to come after our churches, and believe this or not, they're already doing this up north. It's already happening, guys. I don't care what people say.
I wonder if all statues have a time capsule like the one over there from that they had found the two time capsules. Did you read about that? Did you hear about that? That they
Here
had found?
locally?
No, no, no. Man, I don't recall the name of the statue. I think it was like a Robert E. Lee statue.
Yeah,
But they had uncovered it, and there were like two time capsules in it.
yeah, they did a lot. They did a lot, and I think that's kind of cool. But they're just statues. They're just
Imagine
monuments.
finding one of those underneath the Stillman house.
Cállate, they
And,
want to close it up.
like, don't they? Well, if they're trying to be all woke, wasn't like Stillman also had like a shady background,
It's a
like a
slave
shady
trader.
history?
A slave trader.
So how come they don't do any nonsense about that if they want to do like be erasing all the history? But that's how people learn the history of it by going to the museums and reading the statues and whatnot.
Yeah,
You're not just gonna delete the whole freaking town.
it's madness. Let me get to the comments before I get I get yelled at again. Politicians are using COVID as a gimmick to gain more control. Uh, maybe. Let me tell you, I think one of the things that we're going to learn like 5, 6 years from now.
And we're all
Five.
gonna laugh about it or something. We're gonna look back and be thinking like this was nonsense or
Yeah,
something.
they screwed us over. I agree, Joe. I mean, yeah, like oh my God, they were really pulling a fast one on us. But that's just how history works. We don't know a lot of the stuff that happens behind these closed doors, Joe.
Some of the things we learned like maybe 20, 30 years after that, it was like, you know what the heck were we thinking?
Yeah, and it's really unfortunate. It's really unfortunate because it goes back to what we started with, Sam. They're not transparent. They won't answer questions. They don't care to ask questions. They get elected, and you don't hear from them because it's convenient to them. And Joe's right. That's how they get away with crap and a half. I didn't read this. Sorry. As long as there are other adults around, violators can be around kids. If they find themselves alone, they need to leave the area. It depends also on the level of threat. Let me tell you, anyone that went out there and molested, raped an 8-year-old boy, uh, don't care to be around. The pressure is only going to get worse. If you're a chicken about getting this disease, stay home, become a monk, be a hermit. Kids are not going to put up with any of the BS by politicians. And look, and as much, and look, guys, I've been out there. Uh, we've been out here for years, guys. Going out there, guys. Take care of yourself. Take care of yourself. I've always stated, Joe, be cautious. Do not live in fear. And I've tried to show that, to live that as an example. because there's no one in Brownsville that has traveled more in the previous year than Erasmo Castro. I was everywhere. I went to Rome. I went to Greece. I went to Paris. I went
Well,
to.
I think you're more than like covered as far as COVID because first of all, you drink water from Bronzeville. Second of all, from the water hose. So you have Bronzeville water from the water hose. You're covered. You'll be fine.
Hey, Sam, I swam in the,
You
I
cannot
swam in el canal. I swam in cuando
the
when the
river for
streets,
crying out loud.
when the river a couple of times. Crossing over. I swam when the floods would street on Southmost and Reed Street. I swim in
Yeah.
those streets. You think a coronavirus is going to do anything to Erasmo Castro or to anyone that grew up in Brownsville? Not a chance.
If you drink from a water hose, you're good.
You're good. Local hospitals are fed up. They are no longer overly concerned with current cases. They are focusing on more real life threatening cases that have nothing to do with COVID. Well, let me tell you, I think anything that puts a person's life in
Life in
jeopardy
danger.
needs to be attended to. Let me go real quick with the comments because our time is up, guys. I have taught in the past online courses. It's not that hard. I feel some of these teachers complain just to stay home, but will gladly want pay increases in hospitals. Is no work, no pay. Uh, me personally, I hate online classes. I cannot focus. I suck. The only time that I excelled at online classes was when I took uh, algebra, and that's because I didn't take the course. Because I'm horrible at math. So I took algebra 2 online, and I had so
I'm not
take the
gonna disclose names.
I had
Let's
someone
keep it
take the
that. Just keep it at that. Let's
I
move
had
on to
some
the next comment.
I had someone take the course for me. Guys, I'm horrible at math. But
But not when it comes to taxes.
print away, print away. That's why our country is crumbling. Yeah, it's crumbling. You were on the board. Should we require an audit for this past year?
You should.
Yes, of
You should.
course. But they are not going to
You're
provide
supposed to
it.
hold everybody to the same level, like to the same level of standards.
Let me tell you, Phil, one of the things that I screamed about during my time on the board and off the board is audit, audit, audit. They refused to because it was controlled by a majority that was corrupt,
Yeah.
proven.
Even
Sylvia,
for the like we've been saying it about the PUB, we've been saying it about the city, we've been saying it about BISD. I
yeah,
like just audit the whole thing and things will start coming up as soon as you start auditing.
exactamente, Sam. But we have no politicians that have any guts or any balls. No one is going to do it. No one is going to audit PUB because they receive a chunk of it. No one is going to audit the city because they receive a chunk of it. That's the problem. That's why
They
we
have
as
good senior financial analysts there at PUB.
yeah. I know people who have three, four, five, or more kids certified as mentally disabled just to claim the disability funds. Let me say, guys, real quick. I want everyone to get any benefit out there. This is wrong. For the people that are out there trying to claim that their kids are, mentally challenged, disabled, just to get a check, you're causing your children a
A
great ton of
disservice.
harm, guys. This is not the type of assistance that I'm talking about. I'm talking about assistance that is out there, that is legit. I'm not encouraging anyone to lie on their applications in any way, shape, or form. This is wrong, guys. If you're out there trying to say, "Oh, pues mis hijos takes the bus and needs help, and I need a check," you are causing your child harm. Your children should be taken away from you. Away from you. School districts are never held accountable, and they should be, Carlos. That is why we, the people, need to continue to unite and to fight and to demand that they are accountable. BIC has been taking the cash for decades. Our local city, county, and state authorities have been worthless. It took social media to bring attention to the educational rats in power. Preach, brother.
Yeah.
Facebook and BSD are in cahoots. Any negative commentary against BSD, Facebook will shut your butt down fast. Bastards. What politician isn't having a good time? AOC had a great weekend in Florida. Sounds trivial. Can't hate. Yeah, she also got COVID.
You
But
follow her?
no, well, I follow the news, but
Oh,
it states that she might not have gotten it in Florida. I mean, she's been everywhere because again, Joe, it's the typical politician. The rules don't apply to them, but they sure as heck want you to wear the damn mask. Sure
she's
as
from a
heck,
different era too.
huh?
She's from a different era compared to someone else that has traveled a while.
And is handsome. I
Cat,
have I have heard of all eat it up. Yeah, unfortunately. Mr. Nobody, great point. Mr. Nobody ever so often gives a good point. Love you, Mr.
and this
Nobody.
is the thing, man. It's good that people come in here and give their points or like their ideas and whatnot. And hopefully, like Eddie's watching and he's like, well, it doesn't matter if he gets it from here, like take some action on it,
Except for
make
that.
some changes.
Yeah, and look, at the end of the day, guys,
Even though you're the one taking all the money, like he's getting all the money from
I
like
don't care.
his
Yeah,
position.
I don't care. They could look. Eddie could take all the money he wants. Eddie could go sleep with all those women he's sleeping with. I don't care. I don't care. If you're out there doing the right thing in regards to the community, I don't care that you're out there cheating on your wife. I don't care that you're out there pocketing a couple of bucks here and there. I don't care. Just do what is right for the students, the community, and the people of Brownsville. That's all I care about. At the end of the day. And little Eddie is an ex cop. Well, he was the McGruff dog. You know, I mean, the guy was a butt
I saw
kisser.
that he was in the Dare program.
Yeah, he was in the.
I saw his whole resume list on Facebook thing. The
Yeah,
things that he was, the board, the community health thing, the
yeah.
clinic.
He was the McGruff dog, guys, and they put him there because he have his connections with his family that have already been mentioned. I mean, again, guys, it's he's a product of el compandrismo syndrome, a system.
And the other cop that got arrested for housing drugs was also in the Dare program. So there's connections. It's just a matter of fact of connecting the dots. If
Connect the
people
dots.
take a moment.
And that's all people have to do here in City is connect dots. It's called the Great Reset, Davos, Switzerland.
Switzerland.
Switzerland. That's why is little Eddie going after Jessica Tetreault? Because again, Jessica Tetreault is probably the as Sam mentioned. Look, I might have to run against her for mayor, but it's going to be okay. Again, I am aware of the game,
She's
but
running for
Jessica,
mayor.
she's running for mayor. But Jessica Tetreault is probably the most outspoken commissioner out there. And let me say this: I'm not defending Jessica Tetreault. Jessica and Tetreault and myself have had our ins and outs, but what happens when you become the most visible is you're going to take more hits.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because you're out there. And again, I have had my disagreements with Jessica. They've been made very public. She's filed police reports against me. I've talked to the police. It's not an issue. I don't care. I don't care that we've had our ins and outs. You applaud what is done right, and you disagree with what you disagree. She knows it. I've not changed with anyone. It's always been the same. But because she is the most visible politician out there, she's going to take those hits. And you may dislike her, not like her.
What did he go after her on what topic or what basis?
Honestly, I don't. First of all, she has me blocked. Let me say this, and she has me blocked, so I don't see a lot of her posts.
Yeah.
I don't exactly know, and I don't care. I don't really much care when one politician goes after another politician because they deserve that. Retired from PD, you would think he would refuse to work with a child molester. No, he embraces the child molester. And again, I'm not misinformation. It's not Erasmo making stuff up. You saw the thread. It's on there.
Was Eddie the one being confused as an 8-year-old or 10-year-old?
Yeah,
And
Rico
he's the
Paellos.
victim.
Thai is vaccines best water ever. Brownsville water manguera. I'm
Yes.
teaching online chess lessons, and I love it. And Royal does a great job. Chess master. Stand up against the far left woke mob. Preach, brother. Eddie takes an hour and a half to watch, and that's without the commercials. Jessica said, Sam, any last words?
No, just if you're not yet registered to vote, get yourself registered to vote. Um, and I guess as well, try to shop with the small businesses here in town. And speaking of small businesses, I want to appreciate Autry's Pharmacy. They were able to facilitate a prescription I needed for my mother the other time. But my hats off to you guys for they're busy every time I go. They're super busy and great service.
Good job. Guys, have a great day. Social distance, face covering, sanitizer. If you still believe in all that crap, I'm done. We'll be back tonight at 9 p.m. 9 p.m. Guys, have a great day. Be good to each other, and please continue to be good to me. God bless.
But